What is going on, you guys? Jesse here, and today I'm going to be attempting to make my own custom windshield banner to be able to say whatever I wanted to say and to be able to take it off, whatever you put on there, to be able to take it off and put something new on there. So I've never done this before, but I do have an idea in my head how I want to do it and how I want to approach this project. So let's get started. So the idea that I have in my head is get a vinyl banner, any color that you want, and just lay it across the windshield, and of course trim it off to like 2 inches or 3 inches, depending on how you want it and how thick you want it on your windshield. So depending on how thick you want it, that's how much you're gonna cut it, and I'll show you guys how to do that. But how I want to be able to put the letters are, I want to make them carbon fiber. So I also bought carbon fiber vinyl that I'm gonna be cutting out letters to put on top of the vinyl of the base vinyl that I'm gonna be putting on the windshield. So that's one way, that's the way I'm gonna do it, but that's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it is also Plastidip the letters onto the vinyl, which that's not the way I'm gonna do it, but I'll show you guys how you guys can go about that. But the way I'm gonna do it is, like I said, the carbon fiber, because you know carbon fiber makes it lightweight. But yeah, I'm gonna do the carbon fiber and I'll show you guys how to do that. So you're gonna need your carbon fiber vinyl, you're gonna need your base coat vinyl, which I'm gonna be doing white on mine. And you're gonna need an X-Acto knife that you can find at Home Depot for like $7. This is a really good X-Acto knife, or you can go to Harbor Freight and get a cheap one. And you're gonna need your letters. So you're gonna get your letters to say whatever you wanted to say. Just print it out on a piece of paper, and the way you can do that is that get it on a program that you can put your letters on. And like what I used was paint.net, and it's a free program. You guys can download it. I'll leave a link on the description that you guys can click on it and download it. But I use that, and just get the font that you want and the size that you want it. Just experiment with that, and just to get the perfect size however you want it, and just print it out, and from that you're gonna be able to cut it, which I'll show you guys right now. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it the Plastidip way. So to Plastidip it, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to cut all the way around the shape, the letter, or whatever you wanna, whatever you're putting on it. So we're gonna start off by cutting the shape. It doesn't matter if you start cutting from this side. You don't have to cut from the inside of the letter or the shape. Just make sure you cut the shape as perfect as you can. The easier way is to do it the Plastidip way, because you don't have to be that good with your hands, like that steady with your hands, because with the X-Acto knife you have to be really steady if you're doing it the vinyl way. But the Plastidip way is pretty simple and easy. So we'll just trim it all the way around. So this is the letter or the shape that you cut out. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to tape. As you can tell, they're not put together, so you're gonna want to tape it back together. So you're gonna want to get some tape and just tape it back together. Once you have a tape, you can see that you got your shape back together. Now just pretend this is the base coat of the vinyl that you're laying on your car, on your windshield, and this is the shape and the letter, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna want to lay your letter or your shape, whatever you're gonna do, and make sure, if you need to, so it doesn't move, put tape around the back. So we're gonna put tape around the back. Once you put your tape on the back, you're gonna want to put it on top of your base coat of your vinyl and just push down on it. And so when you start Plastidipping with your can, all you're gonna want to do is just Plastidip it with the can facing up, because if you do it at an angle, like if you're doing it this way, you're gonna get Plastidip inside under here. So the reason why we put the tape underneath was to make sure that the Plastidip doesn't go all the way underneath there. So just in case if you accidentally do go a little bit sideways, it's not gonna get completely down over there. So that's the way you're gonna want to Plastidip, and it's pretty simple and easy, because you're always gonna get straight lines, or with the scissors you're always gonna get straight lines and perfect letters when you cut it out. But with the X-Acto, like I was saying, you need to be a little bit great with your hands and whatnot. So let me show you guys the vinyl way. So to do it the vinyl way, you're gonna want to get your piece of vinyl, the whatever kind you're gonna use to make your letters or your shapes out of. and you're gonna want to tape up the sides, make sure that it's not gonna move. So now that you got your sides taped up, you're gonna want to get your shape or your letter, whatever you're using, and you're gonna want to get the scissors, some scissors, and you're gonna want to cut around it, but leave a little bit of space on the sides. Once you cut all the way around it, you're gonna want to tape up the edges onto the carbon fiber. So now that you have it all taped up, nothing's gonna move or anything, you can use a ruler or anything you have that's straight. This is just a piece of aluminum, and you can start cutting around the shape or the letters that you have. So let's So let's just start cutting these out. Also, make sure that you put an even amount of pressure onto carving these shapes or letters out. That way it goes through the vinyl. Once you remove the template, you'll be able to see the lines that you cut out from the shapes or the letters that you did. So you'll be able to take this off, and you can you'll be able to poke through them. If you went deep enough, you'll be able to just yank them off. As you can tell, this is the one that I messed up on, but you'll be able to yank it off like this one. And if it doesn't come off like that one, just redo it with the ruler and go all the way around till it like comes off. So that's how you're gonna do it with the vinyl. That's how you're gonna do every single letter. As you can tell, this one came out perfect. So that's what you're gonna want to do with every single thing, every single letter, shape, whatever you want to cut out, and that's what we're gonna do right now. So let's cut everything out. So I got all the letters cut out. As you can tell, it says embrace. As you guys know, if you guys see my vision board, this word has helped me out a lot. So this is the word that I want to put on my banner. So yeah, that's how it should look once you get done cutting it out. So after you have your letters cut out, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to clean the area you're gonna be working with. So since I'm gonna do it like about 2 or 3 inches, so I'm gonna clean about this whole area right here. And yeah, so let's clean the area. So I forgot to mention, you're also gonna need knifeless tape, which you can find on eBay. All you have to type in is knifeless tape and you'll be able to find it. And this knifeless tape will be able to cut through the vinyl without you using an X-Acto knife. So this is a safer way without scratching your glass. So get knifeless tape. So what we're gonna do with the knifeless tape is I'm gonna make the design that I want for my banner to look like. I kind of want it to like curve in the middle and kind of like angle out towards the corner. So that's kind of that's how I'm gonna want my banner. So you can make it any kind. You can like make it curve this way or do any type of shape you want. So I'm just gonna make mine curve a little bit, not that big of a curve, but just like curvature a little bit in the middle. So it's gonna look something like that. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna put my knifeless tape down. So what I'm gonna line the knifeless tape with is gonna be the mirror up here. So I'm gonna move it down a little bit, like about 1 inch. And so I'm just gonna stretch it a straight line all the way across, and I'll curve it out on the ends. But for now, I'm just gonna make a straight line and then I'll curve it later. So let's make a straight line. So I'm gonna use a measuring tape. I think I'm gonna go about 7 inches. 7 inches is about right. So I'm just gonna line this up at 7 inches. two-person job, and since I'm by myself, I'm gonna try doing it by myself. So, but if you have another person around, laying around, tell them to help you out. So I'm gonna do another 2 inches. As you can tell, I haven't lifted off, and I'm gonna mark another 7 inches. That was a fail. So the 7 inches is right about there. That's the 7 inches right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get the scissors and I'm just gonna cut it off right here. So this is how the line should look. It's 7 inches all the way. So that's fine. As you can tell, 7 inches is not even that big. It's not even that thick. Let's see from inside. Yeah, it's not even, doesn't even seem like it's gonna be that big. So 7 inches is pretty good for the TC. I'm pretty sure you can go bigger, but for now I'm just gonna do 7 inches for now. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna try curving it on the edge right now on both sides, just a little bit, not that much, so it doesn't look dramatically really curved or anything, but just enough so it looks like a decent curve. So let's get to it. So maybe I'll try curving it about 8 inches. So I'm just gonna pick it up from here. Eight inches is right about there. So all I did right here was I just moved it from here, from the 7 inches to the 8 inches, and it already curved a little bit. You don't even have to mess with anything right there. It's just gonna sit perfectly fine right there, and you just even it out and it should be fine. So we're gonna do it the same thing to the other side. Just move it from here to 7 to 8, and it's gonna get that nice little curve. So let's move it from 7 to 8 inches. I can tell from right here it has a perfect curve. I don't know if you guys are able to tell through the camera, but it looks pretty good to me. So I'm gonna keep it like that with the little curve on the edges, and just like in the middle is gonna be right on top of here. So that's pretty good for now. So now that I have my line all straight and how I want it, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start using the knifeless tape again, and I'm gonna redo all the way across. So that way you get a perfect line all the way across and you don't have to use an X-Acto knife again. Even though using an X-Acto knife wouldn't be that bad right here, because you're just going across right here and everything. So you can use an X-Acto knife, but I'm just going to use the knifeless tape again. Like I said, it's a lot safer and everything, so you don't scratch the glass. So now we have it all knifeless taped up all the way across how we want it, and now it's time to lay the vinyl over it. So we're gonna lay the white vinyl all over as the base. So I'm using a 12 by 24 vinyl sheet, a white color sheet, to make it my base coat, and then I'll put the carbon fiber letters over it. But this was like a $4 sheet, so it's not really that expensive to make your own banner. So like I said, if you have 2 people, it makes the job a lot easier, but since I'm by myself, it's a little bit harder. So let's start laying the sheet on there. So since I'm by myself, and if you're gonna be by yourself, I recommend you tape up the sides. That way you get it perfectly aligned like this. As you can tell, like it's not taped on, but you can still like play with it and whatnot. So if you're by yourself, use some tape up the edges and work halfway at a time. So work at this half and then work the other half. So before I start peeling it off, what I'm gonna use to spread the vinyl is I'm gonna use a credit card, and I'm just gonna wrap it in this Bounty towel. That way it doesn't scratch the vinyl when you're spreading it and putting pressure on it. So let's start peeling this half first, and then I'll start spreading it this way, and then we'll peel the other half. And keep in mind, it's windy right now, so hopefully I don't mess this up. If I do, hopefully you guys get the concept on what I'm trying to do. So Wish me luck. Already fucking up. Mother. I knew this was gonna happen. Whew. Honestly, I thought I messed up for a second when it all fell off and everything, but it came out pretty good. I only got like one bubble right here. These don't matter because I'm gonna be cutting it, as you can see from this line that we laid. This is the knifeless tape, and these bubbles don't matter. So I just got like a couple small bubbles here. I don't know if you're able to tell, but that's pretty much it. The rest came out pretty good. And then the one that we laid across right here, when it fell off, that you guys saw that it fell off, it actually messed up. So now I'm gonna have to get it with the knifeless tape, I mean with the X-Acto knife, all the way across, since the knifeless tape fell off and it moved. So I just yanked it off because it wasn't gonna do anything. So the only thing that's good is that this line stayed there, and that's the one that we want, so it can cut perfectly. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna cut this off with the knifeless tape and cut all the way around with the X-Acto knife. So let's do that. So to cut it with the knifeless tape, you're gonna have to get this floss like I showed you on the last time that I failed, that it ripped. So you're gonna get it and then tug on it real quick. Wow, another, oh my god, this is just a bad day, guys. So the knifeless tape failed, and I guess now I'm gonna try doing it with the X-Acto knife. And since the line is right here, it's gonna make it a little bit easier to cut. But I mean, it would have been a lot better if the knifeless tape would have worked. But it has worked in the past, but I don't know why it just snapped on these. Probably because since it fell off, it kind of like pulled it a little bit, or I don't know. But I'm gonna use the X-Acto knife. It's not really gonna scratch the window, but since the tape is right here, it's gonna be scratching the tape instead. So I'm gonna try cutting a straight line as perfect as possible. Let me see if I can pull the knifeless tape from here. Oh, now I know why. Since this one was on top of the other one, it wasn't gonna cut through. So now I know why it wasn't cutting through. So let's try doing it again, but let me just make sure I can get the floss out. All right, so yeah. So I got this piece cut out, and it's not that perfect right here, but now that I got the floss out and it's not getting stuck on this piece, it's actually gonna cut now. As you guys can tell, it's cutting pretty smooth. So that was the reason why it got stuck right here. So make sure when you guys do it, don't put this one on top over it. Make sure you put the sides first, then you do the middle one. So that's my fault right there, why it snapped and whatnot. So mine came out a little bit nasty right here, which I don't really care. I might redo it, but this is just to show you guys if you guys want to make your own banner. So I'm just gonna finish cutting this all the way across. As you can tell with the floss, it just cuts it pretty evenly. So let's keep cutting it. So as you can tell, it cut really perfect. So now let's just pull the vinyl. See how simple it is with the knifeless tape? It makes it pretty simple just to cut the vinyl. So I really recommend the knifeless tape, but just like I said, mine snapped because I put this one over this one. So just don't make that mistake and you won't have that problem. So now that I messed all around over there with the knifeless tape by leaving it over it, I'm gonna have to redo all this top part with X-Acto knife. But this part came out fine with the knifeless tape after I fixed it from leaving this one on the side on top of that one. So now I'm gonna have to go all the way around with the X-Acto knife, since it was my part that for being stupid for leaving the side one on top of this one. So now I have to go with the X-Acto knife. So make sure you guys don't do that, guys. Don't be stupid like me. But yeah, I'm gonna go all the way around with the X-Acto knife. So let's do that. So it ended up coming out pretty good on the top and the sides. The way that I did it was, since I messed up, like you guys saw with the knifeless tape, I stuck the X-Acto knife underneath this trim and I just went all the way across, and it made it pretty easy just to go all the way across. As you can tell, it's not that bad, but it would have been better if I used the knifeless tape, if I didn't mess up with the one across right here. So lesson learned, but I mean overall it looks pretty good. As you can tell, except for this little corner as well. But I'm gonna redo it, but just for now I'm gonna keep it for probably a couple months and then redo it. Maybe another different color, or I'll probably do the same color. But so far, I mean, it looks pretty good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the carbon fiber letters right here. So let's do that. So since my word says embrace and it's 7 letters, I know the R has to go in the middle. So what I'm gonna do to make it a lot easier is I'm gonna just place the R in the middle, and I'm just gonna place the other letters next to them, to the left and to the right. So it makes everything a lot easier. So that's how it looks, guys. So that's pretty much it, guys. Look at that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you make your own custom banner. Other than that little mistake, that stupid mistake I made, make sure you guys don't do that, and you guys will get it all perfectly perfect. But just a couple mistakes that I still have on mine. I'll probably redo it, but for now, that's how you make a custom banner. And you can always change the word, just peel it off, because from vinyl to vinyl, it's easy to peel off. So you can always peel off that word or phrase or whatever you want to put it, and you can put something else. So that's what I'm gonna put on mine. As you guys know, embrace means a lot to me. That word is something that is meaningful to me, so I feel like it was needed to be put on the car. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys like this video, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys next time, guys. Peace. And this is usually a 2-person job because it makes it a lot easier, but since I'm by myself, I'm gonna try to do it by myself. If not, I do. Shut up.